Placek here.
Good morning. Anywhere you want to be. I gotta take some dynamite and take those labels off those tables because they don't mean a thing in guardianship court. Sorry.
I can wait back there if you should take them first.
Are you Mr. Placek?
Yes.
No, you're the man of the hour.
Oh.
We need you here. Okay?
You're the judge, right?
Yeah, I am.
I see two beautiful girls, that's all I can tell.
I'm the one with the robe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's start up and see where we are going to go with this case. On the Placek matter, this is, am I saying it right, first of all? Placek?
I like it that way, yeah.
Okay.
I'm told it's a Bohemian name and it's pronounced differently and it means pancake, I found out a while back.
Oh.
My wife wasn't too flattered about that, but it's a fancy pancake.
I like fancy pancakes. This is case number 042322. Counsel, name and bar number, please.
Jill Hamlin, bar number 6671, appearing on behalf of Senior Solutions Group.
Thank you. And
Linda Falk with Senior Solutions Group.
Tamara Stafford, the eldest daughter of Edward.
no, she's not a petitioner, though.
No, she nominated the Senior Solutions Group. She signed a nomination.
Okay. And under what auspice? Under what right to?
As the daughter.
As the daughter? Okay. All right. And who are you, sir?
My name is George Doty, friend of Edward for the last few years.
Okay. And Mr. Placek, tell me what's going on.
Okay, I'm a retired attorney from Hawaii. I had a law practice there for over 20 years.
Wow.
My wife and I moved there from the San Francisco area. I was an insurance adjuster, but I had a law degree, so I took the bar review, passed the bar, and I had a successful practice. I didn't become a millionaire, but it was successful. But she developed a heart condition, and the humidity was too much. We moved to Vegas in 1999. We bought 3 houses. They have no mortgages. There's one has a $50,000 home equity. And she handled in Hawaii all the finances, the bookkeeping and things, and even here while she was still living.
You're speaking of your wife?
She passed on in 2011. And,
Sorry.
So my job in Hawaii was to make the money. Her job was to handle the money. But all of a sudden, she went into all these facilities about a year and 5 months. I'm handling the finances. My goodness, I didn't realize it was that involved. Auto pays and property taxes and all these things. But anyway, I've kept up pretty well. But my daughter over there, she came to visit me. Knew Daddy was by himself. She had her own complications having to do with divorce and child custody in Florida, but she was kind enough to come up and assist me.
Okay.
And that's what we've been doing. But while my wife was in the medical facilities, there was one, she was about 6 hospitals, 3 nursing facilities. One of them, they only allowed 100 days in the insurance, and then they kept her there on intense treatment for about 2-3 months, and I had to pay $59,000, $59,400, I think it was. But then they sent her to an emergency hospital, the insurance started again, and that hospital sent her to another nursing facility. And the insurance continued for quite a while before she died. But we had a wonderful, wonderful marriage. We're strong Christians. I believe she's in heaven. That's very comforting. But anyway, the fact remains I had all these things to do, and I didn't keep up real well on worrying about the condition of the home or whatever. But my daughter helped. She did get somebody to come out and clean up that place. And, that was a bit complicated because they took things out of drawers and put them in the closet. But I mean, but anyway, it's all getting under control. However, I did go to a neurologist. I changed to Humana on January 1st, and the doctor sent me to neurologists and urologists and things like that. But I saw the neurologist because I'm an older guy and he wanted to check the brain, and I passed with 100%. It was kind of interesting what questions they asked, but I answered them properly, and so that's fine. Okay. Now everything's under control. 2 rental houses. They both went empty because the leases ran out, but then I got a new rental agent, and she rented. One's in Pecola Ranch, one's in Summerlin. The Pecola Ranch rented in about 3 days. The Summerlin rented in about 10 days. They're still cleaning up the landscaping and things and paying that out of the rent. So I haven't got the full rents yet, but I got $1,800 Social Security and $1,200 for each house on the per month on the rent.
Okay.
So I haven't adequate income to get everything caught up and get the house worked out again. But I've been concentrating on these finances.
So safe to assume that since you're an attorney, you understand that we're here on a guardianship issue and that your daughter believes that you could use some additional assistance with Senior Solutions. Is that your understanding, why we're here today?
That's my understanding.
And are you in agreement with that?
Well, she's had her own complications, and she's had, it's been quite a turmoil sometimes discussing things, and I'm from, my first marriage was 13 years, and that was her mother, and she was the first child, and she gets kind of wrapped up in some other things that are very disputes about things to do with visitation and then those kinds of things. But the second wife I met at a Berkeley, California singles dance, her husband was divorcing her, and my wife was divorcing me. It was at a country club. We decided to date for a year. We did, and then she started handling all the finances. And for about a year and a half, we lived in San Francisco area, and then we moved to Hawaii.
Okay.
And that's where I was quite successful.
Right.
And it was a wonderful marriage. She was just as sweet as a girl could be, and I just think it was a real blessing. But I didn't keep in a lot of touch with my grandchildren and things like that. Right. My first wife married a younger fellow from England and had 2 more children, I understand. But they were quite a ways away, and I didn't keep in a lot of touch. I understand that the first children were kind of well, they would have some visitation. I was in the San Francisco area for about a year and a half after the divorce, and I understand they would come home, and mother would get a real bad time if they said they had a nice time with me. So I decided, okay, we'll move to Hawaii and let them be raised by a mommy and not have all those problems. Well, the problems continued, and I don't know all the details other than what she tells me, but she's gotten really upset that I didn't keep in constant touch and try to work out something.
Sometimes that's a family issue. Sometimes those things come and go. They do in families, so.
She can be a very sweet girl when she wants to be. She's been training racehorses for 40 years, and back east, and I understand in the Midwest, and she's going to England and Ireland part of the time. She's been on the internet, and she gets people subscribe, I understand, from other countries.
So you raised up a good girl?
Well, I believe she's fine, except when she gets really antagonistic about the visitation situation. Okay. She's a very intelligent girl.
So, have you met Ms. Falk with Senior Solutions?
I've met Senior Solutions, yeah.
And are you comfortable with?
What I'd like to do though is to figure out a way that I can get an attorney to represent me at the hearing. And
you always have a right to hire an attorney if you like.
At your hearing. So if there's any way to postpone the hearing.
You'd like to have an attorney?
I'd like to.
Okay, he has a right to hire an attorney, and so you'll need to make those arrangements for him. I don't have attorneys to just give out at this juncture, and it appears he has an estate, so we'll have to have him make those arrangements.
Can we postpone the decision about the guardianship and all that until we get the attorney?
Well, there's a couple things that I need primarily that I don't have in the record, and that is the certificate with the diagnosis. I have letters, but I don't have certificates,
Correct,
which is what I would like to have.
And he has seen a neurologist. We do not yet have a report.
I have to have that.
We could not get a certificate from the doctor who provided the letter. So
Okay.
we will work on that.
I do need to have that. Can we continue this out for 30 days and see if we can find him an attorney or he can find himself an attorney?
That's my question.
Yes.
Should it be up to him to find the attorney, or do we?
Well, let's be realistic. He probably needs some assistance on some names to call an interview or something,
Right, definitely.
so he feels comfortable. The diagnosis I have from the letter is showing that perhaps he doesn't make all of his decisions, maybe some poor choices and that kind of thing. So I don't know what his real diagnosis is, so I'm not going to make a determination today on that. I do need to have the certificate prepared from whoever's seen him last. I do need to have him have an opportunity to hire an attorney. So if you could wouldn't mind helping to accommodate that, either calling the public guardian's office and maybe getting the list of 12 attorneys she uses and having him select an attorney that would take the case. I just need to have that attorney do a notice of appearance that we know that he's been engaged. But you absolutely have a right to have an attorney to represent you.
Postpone any decisions on guardianship until I get the attorney?
Counsel, I probably need to. He's asked for an attorney.
Oh, and I do not disagree, but I'm wondering, would you consider a temporary guardian, because he does have issues with the finances. He does not have an existing bank account. We have no idea where these rental money, the money that comes in is just disappearing.
Okay, where's your money going? They're concerned that maybe someone's taking your money
frankly,
without your permission.
My Social Security is $1,800, $1,808.
And where does that money go? Does it come straight to your house, or?
I've been holding on to it because of what happened is the
No, I just need to know, does it come to you personally?
yes, and now it does.
Like a check in the mail?
Yes, now it does. Because what happened is the bank I have wanted to increase the home equity from $50,000. The house is worth about $240,000.
Right.
Since summer,
So that money's coming straight to you, and what about the rental properties? Where is that money going? Who collects that money?
I've got a new rental agent because the leases ran out, and she rented the one in Dakota Ranch in 3 days, and the other one in 10.
So does
10
she
days.
collect the rental checks and then give them
She's
to
giving
you?
me partial rental checks, partial payments, while she's taking care of the landscaping and the interior of the houses.
What company is she with?
Remax Advantage.
Remax Advantage. Do you have her name?
Her name is Bonnie Pittenger. She's quite a nice lady.
Okay, and she's helping you with the rentals.
That's-
She's helping you with the rentals. Okay, and are you paying anybody for services for helping you at this point in time? Are you giving anybody any of your money?
My daughter's been helping me, but
Are you giving anybody any of your money, people, to help you?
well, I've got some landscapers going to be in shortly, as he's been before, and there's as I was trying to tell you that the bank wanted to increase the home equity, and it's only 3.5% in Bank of America, and it's a $50,000 home equity. So the bank was going to probably make it. They were going to pay off Bank of America, and another almost 50,000. So that would have been something like 4.5%. But then I signed the papers and everything, and I thought it was going to be fine. But then they said, "Wait a minute, you got to sign this." And you show, what's that? Deed of trust. I started to read that, and I realized that the banks they want the deed of trust because if anything goes wrong, I'm 83 now. If I go to a hospital or something like that, then they want to just apparently they just want to.
If I had the certificate today, I would give them a temporary guardianship. I don't have that certificate. He's asking for an attorney. I'm going to continue this out 30 days.
That's fair enough.
So that's what we're going to do for today. Can I have a 30-day date, please?
September 15th at 10 a.m.
Can it be in the afternoon?
Thursday afternoon? I have one afternoon that I do motions on, so we'll try to put him in that time frame. In the interim, Ms. Falk, if you couldn't hook him up with an attorney, somehow give him a list of names and some phone numbers so he can engage someone to work for him on this.
No problem.
And that way he has his own representation.
That's very kind of you to.
No, it's my job. You know that. You're an attorney. Okay. All right.
February 17th at 2:30, Judge.
So they're going to give you a list of names. You hire somebody to look at the paperwork, okay?
You understand I'm not an attorney here, I'm just retired.
I understand that, but you were an attorney, and pretty much the law is real similar everywhere.
And I don't have any kind of business operation.
That's fine.
going. But over in Hawaii, it was a wonderful place, and I was a minority, and it didn't matter. People blend together. Prejudice, no big deal. I met
Right.
a lot of nice people, so I learned how to say thank you in a lot of different languages, and we just had a wonderful life there.
Okay.
It was-
I will see you in 30 days then. I have some other persons that I need to
If
help
you haven't
with
ever
their
been
cases.
to Hawaii, be sure to visit.
Hey, my husband's been trying to get me there for years.
Oh, good.
Yeah, maybe I'll give in someday.
It's wonderful. So I
Alright.
say mahalo. That's thank you.
Mahalo.
Your Honor, if we are able to obtain the certificate of incapacity from the doctor, and I'm not sure that we would you consider granting the temporary prior to the next hearing?
He's asked for an attorney, so you'll need to get his attorney to approve it on a temporary basis or whatever. He gets to say.
Oh, yes, I
Okay,
understand that.
yeah. He's invoked his
understand
right,
that.
and I'm going to honor it.
I understand.
I have that.
Sir, you're his friend. Do you live with him, or?
I've been knowing him. I met him at a buffet at the Silverton 3 years ago or so. He's been my
But you don't live with him. You have your own place.
We have our own home,
You
yeah.
have your own.
But yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you help him out?
When his wife went, when his wife, I'd pick him up 2-3 times a week, take him out to help him keep from grieving too hard.
This guy's a top musician.
Total friend, though, right? Okay.
He even had me in one of the clubs the other night playing the piano.
Okay. Anything else, ma'am?
Yes, I've been here way over a year and a half. Months ago, I wanted to leave because I have my own private business affairs on the East Coast. I've been there since I was 17. I did not know Dad's quantitative problems as such, and that man is a social friend perhaps, but he's not his friend. My father's, all his bank accounts have been closed for many months now. Finances are in disarray. And months ago, when I had enough money to return to New York, I made notes to all the neighbors because I knew my dad was in a large house by himself, unable to do laundry, cook, all these things. So I felt it was my responsibility to honor him before leaving and not leave him by himself. I arrived here over a year and a half ago, and I did not know I was on a learning curve as far as dementia is concerned. And I didn't know what a sundowner was, which my father is. And I did not know he went 7 nights a week, all night, to casinos.
Right.
Week in, week out, week in.
Right.
So I'm a day person. So the first few months I got together, saved some of his real estate. It took him over 12 months to sign on with Bonnie Pittenger. And it was only few months ago that she's restored the house that was neglected. But my dad should not be left alone by himself in that house.
If you believe that someone is taking advantage of your father, you need to call the elder services so that they can do an investigation of exploitation. If you think people are taking his money and they are not appropriate, I can't do anything today. He's asked for an attorney. And so had this come in a year ago when you first got here, we might already be down that road. But I can't pretend that we're there. We're here.
I
And
didn't know the bureaucracy of it. I don't want anything to do with the definition of. I didn't know, and I don't know my business to know.
it's a hard thing.
It took me a long time.
That
I've been-
particular situation is hard for people to accept. Sometimes people don't. The people who are subject to that cruel situation, and we're talking about dementia, and in the event that's your diagnosis, I don't know. But it's cruel, and it sometimes the people that have it don't believe it, and sometimes, well, they really pretty much never believe it, and sometimes their family members don't believe it, and most of the time their friends don't believe it, and people will oftentimes give the person wrong advice because they don't understand the dilemma. So to that extent, if you are truly his friend, sir, let the medical care providers help him with this, and you don't need to be telling him or giving medical advice. It happens. I'm not saying you're
Called
doing
me.
it. I'm just as a
Called me in defense of his daughter. I was abusing him around the house, screaming and hollering at him and making him in a nervous wreck. Really crushing his spirit.
Well, we'll find out what's going to happen.
Yes,
All right?
yes.
Okay.
He doesn't cooperate
We're not
with
here
the
for that today.
nurses.
I don't have all my documents. He has a right to an attorney. We'll see where we go from there. Okay. All right. So what's our return date?
It is September 17th at 2:30.
Okay. I'll see you guys then. Thank you, everyone.
As they say in Hawaii, thank you is
Aloha.
mahalo.
Mahalo. Yeah. Okay. Maloha. Mahalo.
Aloha. And then they go like this. That's to hang loose, you know.
All right.